Dear students, welcome to our class on Agricultural Meteorology 25, bits 25. Now, the first bit of today's class is the reverse air movement in the upper atmospheric air circulation is called Ferrel cell, Ferrel, okay, R-E-L, Ferrel, Ferrel cell. What is that? The reverse air movement in the upper atmospheric air circulation is known as Ferrel cell. Now, the second bit is the cloudiness increases the ratio between diffused to direct radiation. The cloudiness increases the diffused to direct solar radiation. Now, so before sunrise and immediately after sunset, most of the radiation is diffused or sky radiation. Just before sunrise, okay, just after the sunset. So, of course, most of the time after sunset, but particularly after the sunset. Now, so very interesting bit, please see. Two bits are there. In the crop plant, crop plant cannabis, diffused dash radiation penetrates effectively than direct radiation. Please remember, diffused radiation penetrates into the crop canopies more effectively. Now, another important bit is the diffused radiation contains a dash percentage of PAR, photosynthetic active radiation. Diffused radiation, if you take separately, it contains 65% of the PR, remaining 35% is others. Now, see, terrestrial radiation is the dash radiation emitted by the earth which heats the atmosphere. Terrestrial radiation is the thermal radiation. Air never gets heated up directly when the sun's rays are falling or photons are falling. When photons are absorbed by earth, thermal radiation heats the atmosphere. Now, very interesting point, atmospheric variables and equations. There are 7 atmospheric variables. While studying those atmospheric variables, what are the equations that you should remember? We are going to learn. It is very interesting. Now, pressure. Whenever you are studying pressure, gas law or equation of state, you should remember in your mind 100%. Why? Because it relates temperature, pressure and density. Any bits coming on pressure, you should know gas law or equation of state. Now, second, temperature. Whenever you are addressing the bits on temperature, you should know specifically first law of thermodynamics. Why? Because it relates temperature changes to external heating or external cooling, eddy diffusion and changes in the pressure, external heating or cooling due to radiative balance and latent heat released during the cloud formation. So, for all these things, the first law of thermodynamics we should learn. That means in the temperature bits, first law of thermodynamics you should keep in mind and answer these questions. Now, density, of course, again continuity equation of air, of course, it expresses the conservation of mass of air. That's why I request you to subscribe to our channel, Agrometeorology Farmers and Road. There I have explained to you. Again, like density for water vapor, also continuity equation for water vapor you should remember. Why? Because it expresses the rate of change of water vapor in terms of source. What is source? Evaporation. What is sink? Sink is the precipitation. Source and sink relations, continuity equation of water vapor you should remember, particularly PET, ET and everything. You should understand continuity equation. Now, 3 bits on the 3 points on the wind. Number 1, west to east component of wind, small u. Newton's second law, that is force is equal to what is Newton's second law? Force is equal to mass into acceleration. That's what. Now, south to north component of wind, that is small v, applied to west, east, south, north and vertical direction of wind. Finally, last bit, vertical component of the wind, small w. For that you should remember pressure gradient force, Coriolis force, frictional force and gravitational force. Now, so if you understand these things, you will answer all the questions, but keeping all these things in view, I summarized this into a small table for your understanding and for your writing the bits in the best way, answering the questions in the best way in the interview. Thank you very much.